Oh my God. I want to talk about a problem I inherited with this property and the experiment I'm designing to solve it without doing the thing every gardening article tells you to do, which is dig out every single taproot by hand. This is burdock, greater burdock, Arctium lappa to be specific, and I have a lot of it all over my property, my family's properties, neighboring properties. Before we get into the experiment, let me tell you one thing about burdock that makes it both terrifying and actually beatable. Remember, as soon as you learn something new, tell me by hitting that like button. Burdock is a biennial. Year one, it's just a rosette of leaves. These enormous leaves, sitting low to the ground, quietly building a taproot that can go 2 to 3 feet deep. Year two, it sends up a flower stalk. Blooms, produces burrs, those are the seed heads, the ones that inspired Velcro, and then it dies. It dies on purpose, after it seeds. Each greater burdock plant typically produces between 6,000 and 10,000 seeds, and some have been recorded producing 15 to 30,000 seeds. These seeds stay viable in the soil for 1 to 3 years, so the math works against you fast. But here's the thing that most articles miss. Burdock doesn't spread by root fragments or runners the way that some things like Canada thistle does. It spreads by seed. So if you stop the seed, you're starving the next generation. Do that for 3 years, which is how long the seeds stay viable, and you've broken the cycle. That's the theory. This experiment is about finding the most efficient way to execute it. I've got 5 test groups marked and labeled here, and I'm going to show you each one. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to post them in the comments below. Group 1, the Mow Patch. This corner I've been mowing occasionally all season. The question here is whether repeated defoliation alone is enough to exhaust the taproot over time, or whether these plants will just keep throwing up new leaves and waiting me out. Group 2, the full dig, first year plants. This is the control. I'm doing exactly what every article recommends, getting the whole root out, including the crown. This is the gold standard that I'm measuring everything else against. And yes, I know the root can go 3 feet deep. You'll see how that goes. And by the way, these are the ones that I will try to eat. So for anybody who's gonna take to the comments and say, but they're edible, I'll eat these ones, okay? There. All right, this is digging the group 2 one, where I dig the entire freaking thing. It is hot, way too hot to be wearing what I'm wearing. But bushwhacking through the grass is a great way to stir up mosquitoes, and I would rather be hot for a few minutes than be itchy for days. So to dig the whole thing, I need to loosen the soil all the way around the root and quite a few inches out, possibly even a foot or more out. They don't go yet. Damn it. Nope, missed it. I only got this much. I broke it. I don't even think this counts as a snack. This isn't working. I'm gonna fill this hole with water, let it sit and soak in and percolate and hopefully loosen the soil a little bit, and I'll come back tomorrow. Group 3, crown removal. This is a first year plant. This one, I'm just popping the top off of, cutting right at soil level, and leaving the lower root behind. My hypothesis is that this will fail at killing the plant because it specifically is the crown, the upper growing point where the root meets the top growth, that needs to be removed. Cut 2 to 4 inches below the crown and the lower root fragments tend to rot, leaving the crown intact and the plant can resprout. So this test is about confirming where exactly that line is. There are at least 2 and I think 3 first year plants right here. that I'm just going to cut off just the top few inches of root. Oh, this one forked. Look at that. So I cut, that's about three-ish, 3.5, maybe 4. The point of the crown is right here. So there's about between 3 and 4 inches of root. So that one might not come back, but we'll see next year. Another smaller one. Oh, that one I didn't get the root at all. I'm leaving this stuff kind of to help also mark where it was. Now, mind you, it's the middle of July and it's hot. But that was exhausting. There was 3 of these and I didn't even dig the whole root. Like, I'm sweating and I'm tired. Again, partly because I have to wear extra clothes because mosquitoes. But like, holy cow, I don't want to do 3 acres of this, much less the other like 80 that is divided up amongst my other family members. Holy crap, no way. This one here and this one behind me, I will not be able to dig these out. And even if I could, I wouldn't want to risk it because I wouldn't want to mess with the integrity of this rock wall. So these ones have to be cut, and I don't even think I'm going to be able to cut at ground level. So this is going to be group 3, 2 plants, first year, cut above grades. Good night. So it's been a few days. I think I started filming this video on Sunday, if I remember right. And it's been busy, so I think it's Thursday today. But the soil is still much softer from having the water in it. It's not soft enough to actually put my shovel in it. This might take a few days to get out. Like, I'm going to have to dig out what I can and then put more water in it and do it again and again and again until I can get up to 3 feet deep. So these ones under the deck are group 4. They have to come out today because the deck is being rebuilt, so I have to get them out. They are setting flower, but have not flowered yet. So if I cut them down to the ground, the question is, will the plant have already committed enough energy to setting its flower so that the root will essentially starve once this happens? Will it trigger the end of life for the existing plant? If these come back next year, I will know that I need to wait a little longer before I cut them down. But if they are gone and all I get is new first-year plants, cool. I've done it. That's what I needed. So let's start with this beast that's in my way the most. This one here is another group 4. It's setting flower, but not yet blooming. By the way, it's the middle of July right now. So for timing, if you're watching this at any other time of the year, these group 4s are being cut mid-July. I am leaving the sticks, like the stubs, the base of the stalk, because I want to remember where these were. So I'm going to leave a little bit so that I don't lose where the big ones were. This one I put ×2 because there's 2 down there and I don't want to waste extra flags. I think I'm going to pour in some more water and give it another day. Group 5. Flower stalks cut after blooming but before seed set. This is the one I'm letting flower first, then cutting the stalk before the burrs form and dry. Because burdock is monocarpic, meaning it dies after it flowers. I'm testing whether cutting the stalk after flowering but before viable seed is produced is enough to end the plant's life cycle and prevent next year's generation. Plus, if it flowers, it'll feed pollinators, which is the least I can demand from a plant that takes up this much space. Flowers and butterflies bring happiness, and if you like my shirt, you can get your own in my swag shop linked in the description or through the buttons down here somewhere. Now, group 5 is these 2 on the wall next to the bed, and the best, laziest solution to this problem. So it's the one that I'm going to use on the entire rest of the property in year 1. Next year, whatever I did to them this year, I'm going to repeat, and then the 3rd year, whatever works best, is what I'm going to do everywhere. This is Exhibit A. This is a burdock that had gone to seed last fall before I cut it down. It has not regrown. And I must have cut it before it dropped any of its seeds because there's not any new seedlings around here. I've lost track of how many days it's been since I've worked on this. It's been a few, but I brought some reinforcements this time. We're gonna try drilling this thing out. Still not getting very far down. I almost forgot about group 6. This is Smothering. There's a whole bunch of burdock underneath here that I just dumped sod and weeds and other things that I had dug up from other beds. I dumped them here, similar to a compost pile, to see if I could smother them out. There's a leaf coming up through a gap here, and there's one blooming right here. So I will say right now, this is not the most reliable method, but it seems to be better than nothing, so that's something. I got it. I think I probably broke off a few inches, but I got most of it. And this is the important bit. The wide part here and the crown. Oh my goodness. Wow. And we went this deep. The hole is about 1.5 feet deep or so before the root was just not strong enough to keep holding on. Can I just conclude that I will not be doing this for multiple acres? No, not a chance. Now, I'm gonna go make some soup or something. Here's what I think is going to happen. Groups 3 and 4 will probably resprout. The crown regrows on 3, and the plant may try to push a second stalk on 4. Group 5, I'm less sure about, because if the plant has already committed its energy to flowering, the roots should be fairly depleted, and cutting the stalk after bloom might be enough to let the root die on its own schedule. Group 2, the full dig, should work, but at enormous effort, which is exactly what I'm trying to avoid at scale. The Mow Patch is the wild card. There's evidence that defoliated plants generally produce fewer seeds per head, fewer heads per plant, and fewer seeds per plant overall. So even if mowing doesn't kill the root, it may be doing more work than it looks like. I'll mark every specimen today, document it, and leave it alone until next spring. Year 2 is observation and repetition, applying the same methods to any plants that survived or regrew, and noting which groups are shrinking. Year 3 is when the seed bank should be running low and I should start to see the population decline. The burdock that I tried to dig for group 2, which was where I dig the entire root, everything under the deck, I was not able to do that. I was able to get anywhere from like 3 to 5 inches of root, but I did not get a complete root on any of them. So I left what I dug up in the spot next to where I dug it. This is a really unscientific way to track that kind of thing, because the chances of them not moving in the next year are almost zero, but that's what I've got right now. So pretty much if they grow back, I will know that I did not cut off enough root. I'll post updates as we go. So double check right now that you're subscribed to my channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. If you've got burdock and you've been putting off dealing with it because the internet keeps telling you to dig 3-foot taproots out of compacted soil, stick around. I'm doing that part so you don't have to. And if you want the full weed profile on this plant, the ID guide, the science, all of it, watch that here. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope this was interesting and valuable. If you liked it, make sure to tell me by hitting the like button. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below, as well as suggestions for science, whatever. If I missed anything, let me know. And if you haven't already subscribed, please make sure to do that so you don't miss the follow-up videos that'll come in future years. Thanks for watching, gardeners. I'll see you in the garden.